why. Hello, tile friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Tile Money Podcast. This is the podcast that is changing the industry. We're doing this with our business education designed for contractors by contractors. This education is being heard around the world. You can tune in to the Tile Money Podcast. We produce episodes every single week. The result is a stronger industry from the installer up, and that is the only way to scale, and that is the only way to strengthen something. You've got to start with the contractor, and that's what we believe in. My name is Luke Miller. I am your host, a licensed California contractor myself. Before we get this special episode kicked off, we've got a great topic today. We've got the state in the future of the industry. That's what we're going to be talking about. We have Steve Sprung here from TileTools.com.
Hello, everyone.
We have Rod Catwick. Hello, Rod Cat. We have Chase Twitchell.
Hello, this is Chase.
We've got Lee Callywort.
Hey, everybody.
Local boy. And we have Ken Balin.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, doing good. Before we get to this recording, I do want to thank our sponsors. These are the sponsors that are giving back to the industry in this unique way. The National Tile Contractors Association can be your most valuable resource as a tile contractor today. They are the largest and the oldest organization for tile contractors. You can find solutions to your problems by visiting the NTCA. Talk to Jim Olson to find out more. We have GoBoard as a sponsor. GoBoard is a Johns Manville company. It's a lightweight solution to your waterproof backer board. You can build a complete shower system with their products. Check out GoBoard. They've got 100% of everything you need to build a waterproof shower. We also have Laticrete International. Laticrete is one of the most innovative tile manufacturers, materials manufacturers I know of, from everything from your caulking, your sealant, to your waterproofing, to your grouts, everything you need to set that tile. So check out laticreteinternational.com. All right, let's do a quick introduction of the guests, starting with Rod Catwick out of
Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah.
All right,
sure.
Rod.
I'm Rod Catwick out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Was a tile guy for 35 years, and now I manufacture custom foam shower trays.
And Chase Twitchell.
I'm Chase Twitchell out of Southern Utah. I have been a tile contractor since 2003 and recently founded FlowFX. We make drains for tile showers.
And we have Steve Sprung.
Steve Sprung with TileTools.com, longtime listener, first time caller here. I'm the product and marketing manager for Tile Tools. We are a Wisconsin-based company that provides tools and installation materials to contractors from coast to coast. 20 years in the industry in different facets, and just loving what I do and getting to hang out with great people like all of you guys and help everybody out and try to get everything better.
Hi, I'm Lee Callywort. My wife and I own Dragonfly Tile and Stoneworks in the Milwaukee area. We specialize in artistic tile and stone installations. And we've been doing this for 21 years. Oh, I've personally been doing it for a lot longer. You can probably tell.
I'm Ken Bowen. I own Skyro Floors. I'm a CTI 1392, CFI 13604. I install custom tile and luxury flooring out of the Jersey Shore.
Nice. Well, I'm super excited to be sitting here with you gentlemen. I look up to each and every one of you. You've had a positive impact on my life as well as the industry at large. So it's great to be catching up with you. We have an interesting topic today. You know, we're gonna get started talking about the challenges that we're all currently facing in this industry. We'll spend a few minutes because we do have six different people from different aspects of the industry. So I think we can have a really unique conversation, not just the challenges, but the solutions that you're coming up with to overcome them, and how you had to kind of adjust things and continue on with business, right? Because that's all we can do is continue forward, adjust and learn from one another. And that's really what this podcast is all about. And then, despite these obstacles that we might have, I do want to talk about what you're excited about in the industry. currently right here, maybe something you saw today or just something in general that really gets you excited and gets you pumped up and proud to be in the tile installation industry. You know, and then kind of what your thoughts are, you know, give me that crystal 8-ball prediction for the future, guys. All right, so let's start with Rod again. Rod, you know, what challenges has Rodcat, you know, products experienced in the industry, and what do you see?
You know, a lot of it with us is customer service, you know, especially if it's something that you're shipping. And, you know, we set the bar kind of high as far as, you know, if it's ordered by 2:00, we'll have it shipped out that day. And so we had to kind of work our shop and, you know, even have a different colored piece of paper for those online orders that come in that need to go out. So there's a lot of pressure that way that we've put on ourselves, you know, to get stuff in and out. And that requires follow up, you know, and for me, you know, like with the episode 2 weeks ago that we had with systems and processes, you know, being able to be confident that you had those people up front that were doing that part for you makes it a lot easier for me to focus in the back, or, you know, at least focus on the people that are making my product. So that's pretty much the biggest challenge that I have today.
Yeah, but it sounds like the solution was what? You kind of emphasize that again.
Again, the solution was the people in the front end, you know, and as Chase and I are, you know, sharing a room together and talking, you know, till we fall asleep at night or first thing in the morning, you know, we both just are learning, you know, how we have to have these people that are either pushing us in directions that we really don't follow up on, you know, because again, we've always just been focused on making the things, you know, and to actually follow through with 3 or 4 other steps to get it out there, you know, that's when you need outside help.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, rely on your good people that you've assembled. And you can pass the mic to Chase.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Chase, how about you, brother? What challenges are you seeing in the industry? You know, you're still a tile installer, correctly? A contractor?
I actually finished installing about 3 months ago.
Okay, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. That was pretty awesome. The biggest challenge that we're facing right now, you hear a lot about material shortages, and those are real. We rely on raw ABS and PVC resin, and a lot of those are nearly impossible to get right now. And when you can get them, it's basically a bidding war. So prices that we were paying a year ago, they're over 2 times if you can even get the material. And it's really just required a lot more planning and lead time. So first faced that challenge a few months ago, and now I'm putting orders in 2 months ahead of time compared to what I was last year. So that's the biggest thing. We do import some of our packaging and stuff from overseas. You hear a lot about the shipping cost from overseas, and that's real too. So it's just one of those things where you have to plan for it, and hopefully those things will come back around. But for now, you gotta, you know, make the best of it. So
Yeah, for sure. And so how are you overcoming? Just sounds like planning ahead.
Just planning. I mean, you're in a situation where there's not much else you can do other than, you know, deal with the market that we have. So.
Yeah, for sure. Steve, we'll get you on the mic next. What challenges are you, I'm playing with the mic volume so we don't get feedback. What challenges are you seeing from the Tile Tools side?
Chase stole my answer.
No.
No.
I told you not to invite him.
So from a supplier standpoint, I think the biggest challenge that we are facing right now is this whole international shipping crisis, and you know, just the production is there, and it's not a problem actually making the material for the things that we have. It's really just getting it here, and you know, I think for us we were lucky enough to be in a position to provide products to people that are becoming necessity with the change in how tile is being manufactured, how tile is being installed. And now there's a bit of a frenzy because the things that the tools and supplies that they were relying on to be able to install the new materials properly aren't available. And of course we're getting some feedback on that, and it's just really the key is open lines of communication with your customers and making sure that they understand, we are doing our best, and really the best thing that we can do is kind of, try to find an alternative solution that we may have in stock or readily available quickly. But it really just comes down to communication and not leaving people out in the dark.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that answer. Appreciate it. And then Lee, how are you? What challenges do you face as an artisan tile contractor here in Wisconsin, and then how do you overcome them?
Well, some of the same. I think educating the client immediately on that first phone call and letting them know that there are issues and you may not get the response time that you may have gotten 2 years ago. So telling them that up front, I think is key. Just being honest and setting them up. You might have to wait a little bit. Things take a little longer these days. I'd say the other biggest challenge as a contractor is getting help. finding new employees. There's so much work out there, and there's nobody to hire on. Everybody, everybody's busy, and it hurts us as well as we bring other contractors into our jobs, and they're having the same problem. So it has a major impact on our whole cycle and how we work. We line everything up, so that there's no delays and things are done in a decent time frame. And now, impossible. So I think really until people get back to work, we're all going to be suffering on that side of things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have any tools or what ways have you changed to try to attract employees? Can you talk to us a little bit about that, or is it just?
I just don't think they're there. We've tried, and I haven't really put out great incentives or this or that, because I think if you see what we do and that's what you want to do, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You don't need extra incentive.
Okay.
That's the type of work you want to do.
Okay. Now, has this increased your value?
My volume?
Value to the client.
In some ways, they also see that it's hard to find certain types of work, and they know we're not going to be around forever either. I know that's off topic, but so they're racing to get us to do other projects, other homes before we start to slow down. And if the workforce doesn't come back, I think a lot of people in my position at my age will start to go the other way a little bit and slow down and focus, in my case, only on the artistic side of the business and not even worry about the rest of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you're someone who's been, perfecting and really, establishing your strong brand in an area for a lot of numbers of years. So, like you said, it maybe didn't change the way your clients perceive you. Only maybe they're just more eager to get you there. But I do want to talk to the tile contractors listening. Knowing what Lee just said, and knowing what you're experiencing in your local areas, both a lack of tile contractors being able to get to the jobs, a lack of employees, that not just you, everybody. If you were the only one having trouble, you'd start to wonder what kind of toothpaste you were using or something like that. But with a situation across the board like this, what I want to emphasize, and what I'm emphasizing here, is your value does go up. You're that much more valuable. It's no longer, I can get somebody next week. They can't get anybody next week. And if they can, that's a scary thought. So both your team that you've assembled, remember Lee brought out, in subcontractors that they utilize and work with, they're under pressure. But if you've already established a good line of communication, they're going to be able to work with you stronger and quicker. They're going to give you priority. That's the value of partnerships. And so if you're one of those persons, if you've spent a decade, 2 decades doing that as a contractor, your value is a lot higher than the guy who, just started, doesn't have partners, doesn't have the connections that you have. So don't forget about that. And, I just always like to, emphasize our value as contractors. Let's pass the mic to Ken Balin from Jersey side.
Yeah, man. How we doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm eyeing these mangoes. So Ken, with Skyro Floors as a contractor yourself, what challenges have you faced in the last, really recently, a year or so?
Well, so we really haven't had too many issues with material shortages or anything like that until recently. And I kind of operate my business a little differently than most as well. I don't really stick to a schedule per se. A lot of my customer base is second and third homeowners. So they're not necessarily somebody that's occupying the house while I'm working. It's usually we have like a Memorial Day deadline or a summer deadline. Like they use their houses part of the year down the shore. So I kind of come and go as I please, and I'm a little pickier with my customers than most can be. But yeah, trying to get everybody in, by that Memorial Day deadline with the shortage that we've seen recently, it kind of has become more of a challenge lately.
Yeah. So what are you doing to overcome those challenges?
Planning and communication, really, and be completely honest up front with all the customers about the issues that we're going through. And, it'll take longer to get materials. Things are on back order. And for the most part, if somebody's calling me to work on their project, it's not a case where they're getting a ton of estimates. It's more something where they want me to work on their project and they're willing to wait for whatever we have to deal with.
That makes a lot of sense and kind of emphasizes, what Lee was saying too, really. So I appreciate your input there. Anybody else have inputs about challenges before we get to a cheerier subject? Ready to put a smile on everybody's face. And I think what we've illustrated here to wrap it up is first of all, communication with both your clients as well as your partners. Maybe if you use a lot of FlowFX drains or, Rodcat shower pans or Sigma or whatever your tiletools.com tool is, maybe give those guys a call. Maybe that's the power. I've been preaching for over 3 years. Know your tool reps, know your manufacturer reps. And that's really the power. Keep that line of communication open. And that's not for nothing. And that's what we've illustrated here today. I mean, you're going to have a much easier time if they know your phone number and they're going to pick it up or give you a call back. And because they know your face, they know your name, they're talking to you on a regular basis. And that's really what I take away from this, 20-minute conversation here is keep those lines of communication open. They're going to try to communicate with you. But if you haven't given them your email, phone number, et cetera, their hands are tied a little bit. And so just, communicate and don't forget to be really, really upfront with your clients. And the cool thing is everybody's pretty understanding. And if they're not, maybe they're just not a good fit. So despite all these obstacles that we've had in the last 18 months, and I'll pass the mic to Rod, it's good to look on the bright side of things and to get excited because there's a lot of cool things that I see happening in the industry. I like the unity that social media has brought. I like the positivity, and I like who I'm meeting and getting to know in the industry. What about yourself, Rod? What are you excited about right now in the current industry?
I'm excited mostly to be right here with Steve Sprung. This is where it all started for me as far as online, having a store that sells my products, getting me to these tile shows. And, we always gave me the back wall of the Russo booth, so I was the guy out back and really supported by him. And, Steve's had a way of kind of looking at us misfit toys and finding a place to put them in his catalog, you know. And so it's pretty cool when you have a company and a person like Steve that actually, you know, guys like me or Chase can, you know, show our products to, and he's paying attention to us, you know, online. So, you know, being in these different tile groups, we're able to kind of promote ourselves a little bit in our products, you know, and Steve's the guy that, you know, paid attention to that and knew which guys to reach for. So really, I'm most excited about being here right now.
That's a great answer. I appreciate it. And good job, Steve. You're not a misfit yourself, are you? All right. Oh, and rehabilitated. Pass that mic back to Rod. I wasn't done with him.
I keep passing it away.
I have a follow-up question to this.
Thank you.
To this thought. The future of the industry. What gets you excited about you? What is yours, Crystal 8 Ball saying?
You know, my tagline is "Foam's the future," and there's another part to it, but I'm learning to be a little bit more polished, thanks to my Karen. So, anyways, you know, as the industry seems to be, you know, making products that go with foam, tile guys are getting used to it. We're all getting used to the hollow sound that we get, you know, on a shower floor. Which the only way you're going to know if it's foam is if you're beating on it with your knuckles. But you know, I stay in a lot of hotels, and barefooted, I can't tell if it's foam or mud. You know, so with all of the options that we have of the unique shapes that we can cut for it, you put it in the hands of these mosaic people like Lee and like Angie, and to see what they can do following those shapes, you know. So for me, I'm excited about foam.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I appreciate that answer. You can pass the mic. Thanks. All right, Chase. What has you excited today about the industry besides the amazing success of the Flow FX strain?
First off, I want to second what Rod said about Steve. Steve's been awesome. You know, I was just a tile guy trying to make a product, and Steve was always there to give me advice and point me in the right direction, whatever that was. And he definitely made it a lot easier for me to make Flow FX a thing. So first off, I want to say that. Appreciate you a ton. So hope you know that. Second off, I'm really excited about where the industry is going as far as installers switching from traditional pan liners to surface applied membranes. There's still a lot of guys out there that are using rubber liners. And the more I talk to homeowners and installers, I see a lot more guys making the switch. And I think the industry in a whole is going that direction. You know, 10, 15 years from now, I think there will be probably none or very, very few traditional showers being built. So that's pretty cool for me, especially. Personally, what I'm looking forward to is just future growth. So I'm into Flow FX about 11 months right now. And that 11 months has been full of learning. And we talked previously about challenges. And challenges are really just that, whatever that may be. It's not a permanent thing. You figure out solutions and you're able to grow from that. Talked a lot about inventory shortages. I've got those challenges sorted out. I have good inventory coming in. I was able to sort out a lot of manufacturing issues. We have way better injection molding than our first versions. Our grates fit way better. Pretty much been able to refine the product to a point that next year, 2022, is really going to be a year for growth. And I'm really excited to see what I can do now that I have good streams of inventory. All the little kinks are sorted out. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what next year is going to bring.
That's really cool, and good on you, by the way, and good on everybody for here, because we like Chase said, challenges are going to come up in life, right, and in the world, and when we meet, you know, as entrepreneurs, as contractors, when you meet challenges, that's the definition of an entrepreneur. You see a problem, you find a solution for that. So in our business, we have to keep that in mind. Steve Sprung, what are you excited about regarding the current state of the industry as well as the future?
Well, first I want to thank both Rod and Chase, because now I'm blushing. So somebody's got to send me that tile celebrity sticker now. I just, you know, I've actually been kind of blessed to be able to work with guys like this, because I see the potential and the transition of them, you know, being out installing every day and saying, "Hey, I have this idea. Like, you know, what do you think?" And all I can say is that with the experience that I have, we've kind of gone through these ebbs and flows, and we've worked out the kinks, which allows me to kind of pass that knowledge on to some of these guys that are just getting into this, you know, manufacturing distribution game. And we can get them pointed in the right direction first, so that they can actually be profitable a lot faster than just the trial by fire thing. So that's actually been a lot of fun for me over the years, is being able to take what I've learned and kind of pass that along and help guys come up that are looking to do that. To answer your question more directly, the thing that I'm really excited about is, you know, that really just technology, and it's a, unfortunately and fortunately, a byproduct of this whole pandemic thing. And I was talking with Lee and Jane earlier, and just kind of saying how I'm really enjoying how technology has been able to connect more people and just make things more widely known. You know, I don't think anybody realized 10, 12, 15 years ago how regional this industry is, and how methods and standards and practices can vary from, you know, a place like here in Wisconsin to somewhere in Arizona, where they do things completely differently, or even in Utah, where you guys kind of have your own magic. I don't know what you do, but it seems to work. So but, you know, I mean, just going back to like the days of John Bridge, you know, the John Bridge Forum, and how that kind of evolved into, you know, all of these new Facebook groups, which puts you in touch with people, you know, really around the world. And it allows you as an installer or a contractor, or even somebody like us, you know, if we have a struggle, or we're in a bind, you know, you can post a picture of something and say, how would you handle this? And you might get a response from somebody, you know, like I said, either the other side of the world or a different part of the country, where they would say, you know, well, just do it like this. And you would have never even thought about that, because in your region, that's not a method you ever used. And, you know, they might have a 5-minute solution to something that would have taken you 3 hours to do it the way that you're used to. You know, kind of evolving from that again, even into coverings 2 weeks ago with the project that Lee and Joshua
Thanks for bringing that up.
Working on.
Yeah.
You know, we had talked 2 years ago about this happening in New Orleans, and Lee going down there with all of the tools and everything that he needed to do it. And I was really trying to wrap my head around what they do and how they can take that mobile. So I think this, again, kind of the blessing in disguise with this whole thing is that they were able to patch in live from here in his shop, where he had all the tools he needed, everything. You know, you know where everything is, right? So it kind of it's almost a sigh of relief when you don't have to start digging for things, and you're really a lot more organized. And just seeing at one point we had 130 people that were in the NTCA lounge watching this, and just seeing the looks on people's faces and the reactions from them of, you know, I can't believe they're doing this, you know, and the fact that they were able to do it in the comfort of their own space. And technology brought us to that, where 2 years ago, I don't think anybody would have, you know, in our circle would have thought about patching Wisconsin into Orlando, Florida, and showing a live demonstration that way. So that's to me, I think I'm just really excited about the technological advancement that we have seen industry wide, and has really put us in a place where we're connected to everybody 24 hours a day if we want to be.
That's a really keep the mic well thought out answer, Steve. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go back and listen to that again, podcast listeners, because that was well thought out. You know, a year ago, I threw my own virtual trade show event. It wasn't such a great success. Turns out people don't want to sit on Zoom for 8 hours for 3 days in a row. But so I knew that the crossover was coming as far as, digital and physical combination. What I didn't see coming was they were going to flip it. They were going to stream into coverings, not out of coverings. Because
Right.
like right now we're streaming to YouTube. I forgot to say hi to my followers on YouTube, LinkedIn and Facebook simultaneously, which, now I can do that on a cell phone. Pretty incredible. But to stream into a show like coverings, and that was some fast thinking on everybody's part with the NTCA, and I don't know who came up with that idea, but kudos to them for being a real forward thinking person. And because there was some challenges, doing it and finishing that project because of the size in person in Florida, but cool opportunity, and it was neat to see the technology working. I really liked what you said about the regional ways. It's always cracks me up on the internet. I've had the, I guess, blessing and curse of, working in 5 or 6 states from New York all the way to California, and in between. So working in New York, I worked with tile installers from around the world. So I got to learn a lot of neat tricks, but and that was a privilege. But it cracks me up when like a lifelong California boy will say, anybody else using hot mops on the internet, or be like, why don't you guys use hot mops over there? It's like, you're the only state, and not even the whole state allows it. And I'm picking on California because I'm a C54 licensed California contractor. And I was going to say too, that reminds me, when Rod says foam's the future, that's coming from a guy who has lime in his blood. So don't discount that. This isn't some foam, joker off the street. This is coming from a true mud man, a true artisan himself, with a lot of years. So, he's providing a solution to a problem that is often in the industry, and just a different way to do things, which is, the way we innovate, the way we move forward, right? So let's see. Was there a follow-up question for Steve here? What is, you talked about what you're excited about right now. In your opinion, what's going to happen in the next 12 to 24 months?
So I think from my perspective, what I'm really excited to see over the next year, 2 years, 3 years is I think events like this are going to become more commonplace. You're going to have, like, obviously this is an event for our local customers, installers, contractors. We've got people that are coming in from, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. Obviously
Florida.
we've got vendors here from all over the country. And I think we are, like I said, with technology connecting us the way we are now, these events are just going to be more widespread. So you're going to, now next year when we do this, somebody's going to say, oh, that was really cool when they did that last year. I'm going to go check that out. And I think it's going to be like mini trade shows all over the place, and I think everybody vibes off of each other so well when they're together, as we experienced at Coverings 2 weeks ago. It kind of rejuvenates you when you go back to work, and you just spent time talking to tile people for 3 days, and all these ideas and all these new tips and tricks and all, you see what other people are doing, and it makes you want to do it. And I think that's kind of where we're headed, is just more in-person connection all around the country. And it's just going to help the friendships that we have kind of explode and move from person to person to person, where we're all going to be a bigger community than we are. And that's really what I want to see.
That's very cool. I also agree with you about these mini trade shows. They're a blast. They're needed. They're wanted. And by the way, if you're listening to this as a podcast or on video, this is a legitimate badass event. We've got a pig on the roast they started last night. We've got a beer truck. We've got, I'm not going to list everybody, but how many vendors do we have?
We have 12.
Go ahead.
12 total vendors.
If you want to list them, go ahead. I'll put that on you.
Don't no.
It's too hard. It's too
I don't
hard
have the,
because
I don't
we.
have the paper in front
Well,
of me.
I wasn't prepared. So if I leave somebody out, I'll get a phone call. It's too hard. But we have 12 amazing. So what I'm saying is, it's a legitimate, really fun event, even to fly in from all over.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for doing it.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Now, if you could pass the mic to Lee over there. Lee, despite the challenges and the rough couple years we've had, what are you excited about today about the industry, and what's your take on the future?
Well, first of all, I'd say, Steve, you're just awesome. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Well, don't we all have to say it?
Yeah, Steve, you're awesome.
Yes.
You're right. Well, right.
It's in the contract.
I guess for me, it's the movement in the artistic side of our trade. The last 2 years have been spent. We've poured a lot into it. Joshua and I, Jane, Angie, many others. But about 2 years ago, Joshua and I started the Tile Trade Artisans Guild for artisans. That's blown up. We've been doing these training programs. We did Coverings 2021. We do monthly NTCA artisan roundtables, and it's really paying off. People are seeing that we were missing something that needed to come back. I mean, all aspects of this industry need to be strong. You need those big commercial contractors that look at 200,000 square feet and are excited about it.
Yeah.
You need the residential guy. You need,
And I'm happy that they're doing it, because I don't want to do it.
Exactly. So you need all factions of our industry to be strong, and they are. The mosaic artistic side, I think, really needed a boost. It needed to be lifted back up to be as strong as those other factions, and it's getting there. It's really paying off. It's very. I mean, it's. I can't tell how exciting it is for Joshua and I and Jane and the whole crew, Angie, Seth, all the artists that can feel like, hey, wait, I can come out of that dark corner. I'm not alone. And what happens is it just starts to build and grow. More young people see when they have all of these people that they can turn to. We, like I always say, we can help them skip the school of hard knocks. We made all the mistakes for them. So now the information we're giving you are things that we've learned over years and years of trial and error, and so they have. I wish I had that when I was 25 years old.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had me when I was 25. Well, there's a lot of people that now have me.
Right.
So, and Joshua and many others.
Because
many
we have
mentors.
recordings like this and what you did last 2 weeks ago. I mean, it will impact so many people. So thank you for, and there's a Facebook group that supports the Artisans Guild. It's called the Artisans Guild.
The Tile Trade Artisans Guild. Yes.
Tile Trade Artisans Guild. So if there's any
we
future
share
artisans listening.
Techniques, information, methods. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
This whole thing is about education, training people, giving them the knowledge to make it less cumbersome to do it. You tell them exactly what you need and how you can be successful. So I think for anybody doing anything, if you have all that info, well, yeah, you might step out. You might try something you may not have before, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can't. Yeah, we're just blown away by the reaction from the industry itself and from all those involved. So that's where I'm at today.
You're excited about it.
I'm
Yeah.
jacked.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Do you have any thoughts on the future of the industry and how it looks, or how this will, impact the industry?
It will.
It will. Yeah.
It's going to. It already has.
Yeah.
but it's like anything. These things take time.
Yeah.
Everything takes time to build, and but it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, and I just the advancements in our industry in general, the technology, the tools, the methods, all of that. For a guy that's been doing this for 37 years, that's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, when I can, when I see I have whatever I want, whatever color I want it to come
Yeah.
in, it's there,
Yeah.
and it's getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
The tools, it's for an older setter who had a margin or a superior cutter, and I don't know, I don't even think I had a grinder, an old Target saw. Okay,
It's probably still running.
Anyway, yeah, I think every and I think this industry is becoming a tighter and tighter knit family.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
And like Steve said, part of it was the pandemic, social media, helping people to stay connected,
Yeah.
allowing us to do these things, which I started out absolutely hating Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And a year later, I start to see the value, what the positive side of that was, and still is. So yeah, with the advancements in technology, just the reemergence of the art scene in our industry, and just the coming together, like this event, like you said, this event today. There's more and more of these, and you just feel like you're part of something bigger.
Yeah.
That's growing too. That's
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Ken, what about yourself? What has you excited today about the industry, and what's your take on the future?
I think that the most exciting thing we've really kind of all touched on is unity. We have this ability to come together and network with people that we may not have had access to before via social media, and just lines of communication are open between installers, between vendors and installers, between all levels of people in the industry, and we really have access to a lot of information that we didn't know that we had access to before. Whereas contractors used to think, well, I don't want to share my secrets with others because you're going to take my work. Now it's really become just a big network that we can, share and grow together. And I always say that I don't have competition. I just have other members of the network that I can reach out to and work with, And I think it's important that we really push that idea to new installers especially, and show them that we're here for them, and that we can guide them to save them from making the same mistakes that we did previously. And social media is a big part of that. We really have the opportunity to do a lot of good with each other.
Yeah, you're right. And thanks for taking the opportunity and seizing it and seeing that, that powerful thing, because there's a lot of goofy stuff, weird, negative stuff, energy that can happen on social media. But you've embraced it, Ken, in a way that has really shown a lot of people, myself included, like, oh, look, we can embrace this. We can, flip the script. We don't have to react with emotions. You've done a really well job of that. We appreciate that. Now, what do you see for the future?
I think that we have a core group of people that are solid influences in a positive way. I think that having that opportunity to really reach out to, especially to new installers, new people in the trades, and attract people into the trade that may not have been interested before. It's not just a field to get into if you're not going to college. It's a field that you can get into even after going to college. I went to Monmouth University. I have my bachelor's in business administration, concentration in marketing, and I set tile and stick flooring for a living, Like, you don't have to be, it's not a one-trick pony. You can be a variety of different things and still make cool stuff with your hands.
Very cool. Well said. Appreciate it. We're going to have closing comments from everybody. I do have one question that might be unique these two gentlemen, if you want to grab that mic, Rod, and if you have other closing comments too. But because you know came from a tile contractor and made that transition into a manufacturer, what was that like, and why did you do it? Any lessons you could share? Because we have a lot of smart people listening.
You know, I think, as we were talking about hiring people, as I would grow, and at one point I got up to 22 employees, and it was hard to look the other way when you'd go into a bathroom and see maybe a layout or something that you didn't like, or, I just felt like I lost what I'd worked, for the first 15, 20 years of my life, my company, to get, to be the best of the best. And then as you scale, you're not able to hire and get as many guys, especially, in the later years of things. There was less and less guys that were coming on, that right out of high school, or, summers, between, grades would come and help, and we lost that. And so I dropped down to more like a 5-man band and ran that way for a while. And it seemed like I was making the same amount of money, and that was good. But as I started making a few products, and it started with the 3D backer that Steve helped me promote, all of a sudden I just got more passionate about having a tile person as a customer instead of some rich owner of a house, with nothing better to do than bitch about everything. So, I would leave job sites just to run home and put $15 worth of backers in a box and send it out to a tile guy. And I just got more and more driven and passionate about just having tile guys as customers. And, the money part wasn't there at first. It was, when you and I did our first interview 2 years ago, it was just, okay, I'm going to do this full time, and I'm going to put my tile tools away. I'm going to focus on this. And at that point, all I needed to do is just make sure that I made my nut. But, as things grew and you get more and more people on the hook, the business has taken off. So that's, been the best part for me, is just actually manufacturing and making things for tile guys. It feels a lot better to me.
That's a really cool story. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for letting me share it.
Absolutely. Chase, how about yourself? That transition must have came with a couple lessons learned along the way. Can you share them?
Oh yeah, for sure. So as I was transitioning from being a tile contractor to Flow Effects, you notice that it's really hard to do two jobs really good. And especially the tile contracting side suffered in a big way, especially the past year. I was, installing tile, but I was really focused on Flow Effects, and it was taking a lot of my time. And I got to a point where it was really hard to make my tile customers happy and still make the Flow Effects customers happy. So essentially, I was faced with a decision that I had to step away from tile, even though I probably wasn't really ready to be working on Flow Effects full time. But Flow Effects really needed all of my attention to get to a point that it would sustain myself and be a profitable business. So that was pretty challenging, knowing when to take that plunge. So, yeah.
But it was a necessary plunge.
It was 100%. It was necessary. I got to a point where every single one of my tile customers was mad. I was behind schedule, not even close. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks behind schedule on projects.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I just couldn't service both.
Yeah.
So I had to make that decision. And when I did, it was like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders, because I was able to focus on one thing instead of two. And I was able to put a lot more time and effort into Flow Effects and overcome some of those challenges that I was having. So it was the best move for sure. May have been a little soon, but it was necessary.
Yeah. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, that's an important lesson. Know when it's time to move on or switch. You can't always do both.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for sure.
For sure. Steve, any closing comments from you? Steve Sprung is the brainchild behind today. What would you like to say to the tile friends that are listening to the podcast?
Know your value and promote your value. I mean, that's really kind of the key to this, to what you're doing, you know, is trying to get people out of the rut of thinking that this is all I can make. You know, I mean, everything is changing. It's changing every day. And, you know, just because you can do something faster doesn't mean it should be less expensive. Stop charging for the time you're spending on that project and charge for the time it took you to learn how to do that project properly. We actually, even on the distribution side, like we kind of have to follow that same rule. You know, we develop things, we find new things, and it's, you know, we can't go to war on price. It just, no, once you do that, nobody wins. So no, you know, have something that you can provide that nobody else can.
Excellent advice. Thank you. You said something that might make people a little uneasy. You know, you said, of course, know your value, but promote your value. Guys, listen, promoting yourself, if you're not willing to promote yourself, who the heck is?
Absolutely.
If you're not proud of what you can offer your clients and you're not going to tell them exactly what you can offer and everything you can offer, you know, you either A, need to pay someone to do it, or figure out how you can motivate yourself to do it, because you need to be your biggest advocate. And that's, you know, and that doesn't mean, I mean, you need to figure out what that means for you, but do it.
Absolutely.
Lee, let's pass the mic to Lee. Any last closing comments for the day?
Keep raising the bar. Don't just be another tile installer. Look for opportunities to make your work stand out. I think you can find yourself in a position in this industry that not everybody has the luxury to be in. You can not only name your price, maybe sometimes not even give them a price because of what you bring. So look for those opportunities to elevate every little detail of maybe a seemingly simple job, and then also introduce a new idea. Don't be afraid to be turned down. These little things add up, and people notice. I'm here to tell you, and they remember.
Yeah. Know when to say no. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Know what's not right for you. That's good advice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ken, yourself, any last closing comments?
I mean, I can echo what Lee just said about, you know, trying those little things, taking risks. Don't be afraid to try new stuff. But, you know, let's really take that next step and push our limits, see what we can do. You know, there's more to it than just, as my oldest says, you stick rectangles to walls. Like, we don't have to just stick rectangles to walls. We can make them cool shapes and colors and sizes, and, you know, do things that are a lot trickier than we think is possible. You know, push those limits.
Very cool. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed today, this podcast. Thank you guys, each and every one of you, for being willing to sit here. I know it's not easy. We have some mango here to relax us later. And Steve and tiletools.com, again, thanks for organizing this and being a sponsor to fly me out here in this equipment, help me upgrade some and get another microphone or two. And I appreciate that. And the tile contractors who listen to the podcast appreciate that, because it means this can continue living. And I've really enjoyed, you know, what I want to say to anybody who's kind of thinking about, you know, maybe more of the negative things on social media or within the industry. There's more to the surface than meets the eye. You know, maybe you do need a break from social media. I myself am an advocate for that. You know, we don't need to spend all day on there. This is not, you know, and that's coming from somebody who makes their living there. And I should be encouraging you to join the Tile Money group and get in there. But I tell my admins, it's, you know, if you need a break, take a break. I mean, it's that your health, your mental health is much more important than being on there every day. But don't be put off by the negative comments, you can always, take an admin, and we don't want those people in our groups anyways. So sometimes we're just not aware of the conversation or the way it was said. But when you dig deeper and you have patience, and I've had to have patience and had to, think about things and switch my mindset. And when you dig deeper and start to show up at these events is when you meet the face and the personality behind the name. We can only do that so much online. The social media has and is pushing the industry and all of us to higher limits, and it's needed. And it's a beautiful thing if you want it to be. If you want it to be negative, it will be, unfortunately. But don't embrace that. Fight that with positive and surround yourself with positive people. That's really the power of these events. You really do meet your 5 new best friends. And when you surround yourself with them and you have conversations online and offline, that's when you start to grow as a human, because you're talking to people who you respect and you look up to. And that's what's happening here today. And that's what happens at these events. So don't discount it, guys. Dig a little deeper behind the surface. Thank everybody again for being here live. We've got some stickers, we've got some keychains and some beer openers here. This has been a live recording of the Tile Money Podcast. Again, huge thank you to TileTools.com for making this event happen and flying me out here. As always, Tile friends, stay positive, and above all else, stay profitable out there. We got the Gunlock boys over here. Nice job. Thank you, Mike. Let's see who else is over here today.
How's it going?
It's going good. Who are you guys with?
I'm with Gunlock.
Gunlock. All right. And we got a contractor here.
Something like that.
You want to say hi to YouTube and the internet?
YouTube.
Are you going to see me later? Who do we got over here? We're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Very good. Hi. Al Carricker from Colomix.
All right, Colomix. And where can we find more about your products online?
We are at colomix.com. Our thing, if you will, with Colomix, we are the masters of small batch mixing.
Okay.
So it's whether it's a 5-gallon bucket or a little bit more, that's what we focus on.
Nice.
So we're trying to basically convince people to stop using a drill, because a drill, shockingly, is made to drill.
Yeah.
And a mixer is used for mixing. So
Yeah.
we suggest they move to a Colomix mixer made for the purpose.
Yeah. Very cool. And they have a lot of different tools. We've got an automated water
dosing instrument.
water dosing. So if you have a thin set which all require a certain amount of water, you want to use this tool.
I can show you very quickly if
Yeah,
you like.
yeah.
Okay. So this will work in quarts, gallons, or liters, and then to the 10th of that.
Okay.
So if we turn this on, you see very quickly QTS, which is quarts, and then let's just make up an amount here. So let's say it's 1.2 quarts.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to push the go button, and it will count down backwards, as you can see. And then when it's done, it stops.
That's awesome.
So it puts in the exact amount of water.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, how much will it have? Come stand on the side.
All right. Who do we got over here? You want to say hi to the audience that's online? Where's our? We've got Okay, we've got the Masonry Institute.
Right, yeah, excellent.
And without masons, there wouldn't be tile setters, right?
Absolutely. Well, without trained masons, there wouldn't be quality tile installations, and that's what we're here representing.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Well, we appreciate your support
Oh,
of
you're
this
welcome.
event. Yeah,
Absolutely. Quality trained tile setters. That's where it's at.
nice,
Through the International Masonry Institute. and
Nice.
The Bricklayers Union.
nice. Where can people on the internet find you?
They can find us at imyweb.org. And what's the bricklayer site?
BACWI.org.
Okay, very nice.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Hey, so nice to see you. Did you pick up the keychain too? They're on the big table where I was. How you guys doing? Just shaking, man. Hey, long time no see. How you doing? Good. How are you? Do you want to say a few words to the audience on? We have ArtX here. We're live on YouTube. You're missing out. All right. Yeah. What do you guys? What's the main thing you're showing today?
We are talking about our upcoming shower system with Tile Light. Kind of pointing out the key features of that. And then we're talking about the next big plus is another new one.
Nice.
So we're definitely covering a whole spectrum of products.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thanks for supporting this event.
Absolutely.
We're having a blast. And then we got the Rodcat products, which we talked to Rodcat on the podcast. We got the Flow FX products. Whoa! We've got Bill Parker with Rapid Recess. You want to say hi? We're live.
Oh, hey guys. Good to see you. Or good to see me again.
Good to be seen.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit, your 30-second elevator pitch.
Oh my gosh. If you're doing curbless showers, all we do is curbless. So our system gives you the ability to lower the subfloor and drop in whoever system you like. Everybody loves us and we love everybody. So,
Nice.
So let us know. Reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Rapid Recess, guys. Thank you. Phil, we got Phil over here with the back butter buddy. You want to say hi? We're live. All right, give us the 30-second pitch, man.
Everybody knows what the back butter buddy is, but this one actually is my original one from 2013.
No kidding. All right.
It literally is. $25, $30 tool for that lasts 3 years. That's a good investment. Right
Yeah.
So, we're having a good time. Make sure if you're anywhere around, get over here. Get over here and see everybody.
Yeah, they're coming. They smell that pig.
And it's called back butter, and I don't care what they said.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, Phil. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care, bud.
And then we got the IQ. We got Helix over here. We got IQ. I'll go visit them next. And over here we have the Artisans Guild, which Lee talked about during the podcast. And what they're doing over here is showing people how to use two different tools. We got the ring saw as well as, what's this tool's name?
The shaper or grinder.
The shaper or grinder. And that's how you say that, the shaper or grinder? Or is it one or the other or
one
both?
Or the other.
Oh, one or the other, depending on what side of the river you live on.
Wizard.
Check out these projects that the Artisan Guild is working on. These are customers' projects or pieces of it. Some of this stuff is personal projects, but this is what Lee was talking about when he was talking about preserving the trade through artistry and really artisanship. All right, guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah. This is Lee's son, by the way.
I'm Shay.
Shay,
Yeah.
and you're also working in the tile industry in another way.
Right.
Do you want to tell us how to get a hold of you and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Shay Calloward. You can get a hold of me on Facebook or Instagram at Calloward Shay. And I've been working with my dad recently on these vinyl templates. And these save about 50% of time when you're templating out artistic or, intricate designs.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly helpful. I'm just happy to be part of the process. And it's just been really fun, honestly, to kind of help out. So.
And he also is a designer for graphics, so logos, things of this nature. A lot of people are using him for their tile contractor websites, and tile runs in his blood. So.
Yeah, contact me. Yeah.
Hey guys. And then over here we've got the Russo Trading Company.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. Keith at Russo Trading Company.
Nice.
RTCproducts.com.
Nice. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us here.
Good, buddy.
This is a fun
Thanks for
event.
coming out.
You want to say a few words? And we got Helix over here. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. Hey, we can have it.
All right, we can just be brief here.
Felix, how you guys doing?
Doing good. What's your name?
Jared Stats. I'm the sales rep for Helix Pro Tools. We're out of Vernon Hills. Sell all kinds of tile cutting tools and shaping, polishing pads, things of that nature.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we have all these beautiful shiny blades. They look real good out here in the sun.
Oh yeah, just glistening.
You also sell the
we also sell the vacuums, the pulse back. We're a pulse back rep for dustless technologies. Real useful vacuum. Contains 99.8% of the dust when you're running it out in the field. So OSHA loves that product. Keep you out of trouble if you're ever in a dusty environment. We've been having a lot of luck with them. We've been Pulse Pack distributor now for 3 years, and real good vacuum. They've got a real good service under their company.
Nice. Well, thanks for your time. Appreciate you supporting the event.
Hey, anytime. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course. And then we got the beer man, the most important man over here. Hey-oh! Woo! You got some IPA on? Oh, some milkshake? I'll take a milkshake, yeah. I got to drink an IPA if I'm going to drink. Right, Dave? He's drinking a Red Bull. Dave's over here drinking a Red Bull. We're live.
Hey.
You want to say hi to everybody? We got Dave Bitton, man.
Kyle Money, what's up, fellas?
Look at this guy.
Ladies.
What up, Dustin?
And the Roan. The Roan.
The Roan is in the house. Look at these two guys, man. Local boys. Couple legends.
Whisker,
All right,
baby.
let's drink it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Beer 30. That's a good IPA.
Special for you,
Rod. We got the food. What did we eat?
We got the food. We just did the barbecue. Is this that pig
I'm
you
still
were talking
live.
about?
Huh?
Oh, you are?
Is there a pig? Is it good?
Yeah, it's so good.
Nice.
Yeah, get in here.
We got the roast. All right, I'll be right back. And then we got IQ. IQ, thanks for representing. Thanks for being here and supporting this event.
Thank you.
We're just live here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook.
Good.
So I know I caught you.
IQ?
I caught you with food in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It was just a slow moment here, so we're getting caught up.
Nice.
Appreciate everybody being here. It's been a really good turnout, great weather. This is our probably second event in the last 6 weeks that we haven't got rained on, so we're extremely proud.
Yeah, nice. Well, you guys have a beautiful setup, man. Look at this. It's called the War on Dust. They're taking their War on Dust on the road. Gorgeous setup. All right, everyone. I'm going to log off and enjoy the show. Talk to you later.